I defy anyone to convince me that when you go to university, you don't think you're better than everybody else. So if you're better than everyone else, what's everyone else doing? Oh, they're farming. Well, everyone else has got to be wrong. So this farming's really bad. But to see if you give in to those people, what happens? Daniel Messina said, you will come and look at the 200 acres I bought. Now, it was owned by two greenies, and they had closed down sugarcane operations, and the 200 acres was covered in giant sensitive weed and Singapore daisy. Every single square metre of the 200 acres. You think it's some sort of idea that you take farming out, it'll all go back to a pristine wilderness. Well, you're wanting to cover it in glass, and I never caught that until
the solar panels.
The Chilumba wind farm, and he was a university professor actually, and he said, in summary, what is happening here is that our beautiful nature wonderland will be turned into an industrial wasteland, and we won the battle. Well, we won it anyway up till now. They refused to give permission to go ahead. But, the pollution that is taking place with the glasses, I call it, solar panels, and the pollution taking place with these wind farms, it's got to be seen for what it is. It's pollution of nature. Now, if you want to say, well, what about farmers? Just let's have a look at the farmers, right? My homeland, the Midwest, you remove the farmers, your free market completely destroyed the wool industry. So where there was 5,000 families maybe out there, 3,000 families, there might be now 300 families looking after it. But they had a vested interest in keeping the Mitchell and Flinders grass. And they kept the prickly trees at bay. Now there's 23,000 square kilometres of prickly trees on what was once open grasslands, natural grasses, Mitchell and Flinders grass. So nature does not stand still, Mr. Greenie. You must understand nature does not stand still. And if you love nature the way it is, then you have to be proactive about it, right? Not negative like you are, because you have put nature completely out of balance. Take the crocodiles. Well, the barramundis not there then, because you put those crocodiles there and they've eaten the barramundi. And the barramundi was eating the box jellyfish. So you started fooling around with nature. And when you start fooling around with nature, you want to know what you're doing. And a greenie, he wouldn't have any idea what he's doing. Every time I get in a debate with him, I asked him, now who here has planted trees? And they all look at the ground. No one's ever planted a tree. I mean, well, how could you preach to me about nature if you've never actually planted or husbanded a tree in your life? But you have to be there, and it's just a class of people coming forward that think they're superior to you, and they're going to kick you to death, prove their superiority and prove you to be evil. And that's the process that takes place. When I was at university, 5,000 demonstrated against Vietnam, and they all were running around with little red books, Mao Zedong little red books. Well, it turns out that Mao Zedong murdered 48 million people. And you were out there running around waving the little red book at us. That's how badly you got it wrong. And, how badly they're getting wrong now. They're out there barracking for Gaza. I mean, barracking for people that invaded a neighbouring country and murdered 1,200 people and put it on the television, little young girls being dealt with and raped, abused and raped on television. They advertised it. The Germans did dreadful things, but they were smart enough not to advertise it or whatever, I don't know. But these people advertising it. And then we've got people in the universities, and they need to be cleaned out. Now, this is a lesson that I learned, right? We thought we were clever and, egalitarian and, good people. We're the enlightened people. We're at university after all. And Jockey Peterson went in, bashed up the demonstrators, clubbed them. There was blood flowing on the television cameras, dragged them off, threw them in paddy wagons, and And I thought, oh, this is terrible, you know. And I was in the country party, you know. Oh, this is terrible. No one will ever vote for us again. There were 2 by-elections straight afterwards, and we got 9.5% swing to us. People hate them. You know, you think you're Mr. Clever Dick and you're God's gift to creation. People hate you. Now, the government that goes forward and says, this university is back in Gaza. Right, no money for you next year. Now, the government does that, you will find that people love you. And that's what happened with Bjelke Petersen. When he went down, we're on 42% of the vote, 62% two-party preferred. When you took him out and replaced him with the spineless wonders that the then Liberal National Party put in his place, they have seen 6 years of government in the last 35 years.